To set a patient nomination, first search for their name on the home screen, select the patient you want, and then click on the nomination button. If you're required to update any information on your local patient, the system will inform you. Here we need to update their NHS number. To do this, simply click on the red arrow to pull that information from the NHS system. We're also going to update their address as well, and then click on Update Local Patient. Confirm the details. The system will inform you their NHS number is being updated, and then click on OK. We can now set the patient's nomination by clicking on the Nominations tab at the top of the screen. If the patient had already nominated a pharmacy, appliance contractor or dispensing doctor, we could see that from this screen. To set our pharmacy as the nominated pharmacy, select Community Pharmacy and then click on Use Current Branch. The system will then prompt you that the nomination details have been updated. To remove a nomination, first search the name on the home screen, select the patient you want, and then click on the Nomination button. Click on the Nominations tab at the top of the screen, select the nomination you want to remove, and then click on the Remove button on the right hand side. You'll be prompted to confirm you wish to continue. Click on Yes, and the nomination will then be removed. To set an appliance contractor nomination, first search your patient name on the home screen, select the patient you want, and then click on the Nomination button. Click on the Nominations tab at the top of the screen, and then select Appliance Contractor on the left. To search the nominations, we can do this by the name of the contractor, the name and location, NACS code, or the nearest. Select Appliance Contractor and then enter the name in the box. Click on Search and then select the appliance contractor from the list. Here we will press Change Location to set the nomination. Click on OK to confirm, and the system will then prompt you that the nomination has been updated. EPS on RxWeb is done via the queue. When you first open the queue, the default will be the To Be Dispensed queue. We can see this in the Show Me drop-down in the top right-hand corner. To download prescriptions, click on the Download Scripts button at the bottom of the screen, and then click on the Get Nominations button. At the moment, we can see there are 32 prescriptions in the queue. Click on Refresh, and this will then update. We can now see 108 prescriptions. If you click on Download Scripts again, you can see the spine response: all nominated prescriptions have been downloaded. To return a prescription to the spine, simply select it from the To Be Dispensed queue, and then click on the Return button at the bottom of the screen. Select a reason from the drop-down menu, and then click on Release. You'll be prompted that the prescription has then been returned, and then click on Refresh to update the screen. The P column in the To Be Dispensed queue indicates whether or not a token has yet been printed for a prescription. In order to print a token, select the prescription you want and then click on View Token at the bottom of the screen. A preview of that prescription will then be displayed. If you wish to prevent the right-hand side from printing, you can untick the PRHS column. If you wish to print more than one token, simply select the left-hand side tick boxes. Then click on the Print button at the bottom of the screen. The AR column in the To Be Dispensed queue indicates the different types of EPS prescription: RPT for a repeat, ACU for acute, and RPD for a repeat dispense batch. With an RPD, you can also see the issue number in the additional info box at the bottom of the screen. This one is number 4 of 12. To dispense a prescription, simply select it from the queue and then click on the Dispense button at the bottom of the screen. Click on Next on the patient details, and Next on the prescriber details, and the labelling screen will then open. The prescribed item at the top is greyed out as you cannot change this. However, you can select which dispensing item you want from the list available. Select your item and then check that the dispensed quantity is correct, and also check or amend the directions as needed. Then click on Next Item to go to number 2. Again, you can't change the prescribed item, but you can select which dispensing item you wish. Also check the dispensed quantity is correct, and again check or change the directions. Click on Next Item to go to number 3, and again select the dispensing item you wish to use. Check the dispensed quantity, and also check or change the directions. Then finally click on the Finish button. The label preview screen will then be displayed, and you can highlight each of your items to see the label preview on the right hand side. If you wish to send the dispense notification at this stage, you can tick the Handed to Patient tick box. If this is left unticked, you will need to send the dispense notification later on from the To Be Collected queue. Click on Dispense and Print Labels and the patient exemption confirmation will pop up. Here you can change the exemption if needed, and then click on OK to print your labels. The main purpose of the To Be Collected queue is to send the dispense notification. To change queues, simply click on the Show Me drop-down menu and then select To Be Collected. Here we can see any prescriptions that are awaiting to be marked as collected. The exemption code column shows what exemption was currently set when the prescription was labelled. You have an exemption button at the bottom of the screen if you need to change this. A prescription can also be withdrawn from the To Be Collected queue, which would then put it back into the To Be Dispensed queue. There is also a View Endorsement button. By clicking on this, we can then add endorsement information to each of the items on the prescription. The Endorsements drop-down menu will allow you to select which type of endorsement code. To send the dispense notification, simply select your prescription and then click on Collected. To send your claims, click on the Show Me drop-down menu and select the To Be Claimed queue. From here we can see any prescriptions that are awaiting to be claimed. The Days to Claim column indicates how many days left you have to claim for that prescription. If you need to change the exemption of the prescription, click on the Exemption button and select from the list. If you need to withdraw the prescription, click on Withdraw and that will put it back into the To Be Dispensed queue. If you need to edit the prescription, simply click on Edit, which will allow you to make changes. View Endorsements allows you to add any endorsement information to the prescription. And when you're ready to claim, simply select your prescription and then click on the Claim button. If any prescriptions are marked as not exempt, the system will pick this up and ask you if you wish to continue. If you need to add any additional endorsement information, such as invoice price, the system will also identify this as well. Click on OK and then click on the View Endorsement button. Select the first item that you need to add the invoice price to. Click on the Endorsements drop-down and select Invoice Price, and then fill out the appropriate information. Click on the arrow to add the information to the item. Then click on the next item that also needs it. Again, select Invoice Price from the drop-down menu, and then fill in the appropriate information. Click the arrow to add it, and as you can see at the top, the invoice price has been added to both of those items. Click on Save Changes, and then you're ready to send your claim. Click on the Claim button, confirm that you wish to continue, and your claim will then be sent. Once a prescription has been claimed, it is moved into the claimed queue. Click on the Show Me drop-down menu and select Claimed. You will then be able to view a list of all of the prescriptions as well as their claimed date. If you need to amend the endorsement information that was sent with the claim, you can click on the Claim Amend button at the bottom of the screen. This will reopen the endorsement screen, whereby you can change the endorsement information or add new endorsement information, and then resend the claim. If you need to edit the prescription, you can click on Edit and Reclaim. This will allow you to then edit any of the items on the prescription by simply selecting the dispensed item and clicking on the Edit button. You can then make changes to the item, the quantity, or the directions. Click on Dispense to reprint your labels and then resend your claim. To create a partial whilst dispensing, dispense the prescription as normal, but change the dispensed quantity of your item to less than the prescribed quantity. You will then see that the Create Owings box ticks automatically and the system works out how much is owed to the patient. Continue dispensing the rest of the prescription as normal. To create an owing whilst dispensing, enter a 0 quantity in the dispensed box. Again, you will see the Create Owings box automatically tick, but when you click on Finish, you will be prompted that you have entered a 0 quantity. You will then be asked if you wish to create an owing. Click on Yes to continue or No to amend. Click on Yes and you'll be returned to the prescription details screen. From here you can see the dispensed item has been removed from the prescribed item, and the status of that item has then changed to With Dispenser Owing. Click on the Dispense button to continue to print your labels. In order to create an owing or partial after dispensing, the prescription needs to be in the To Be Claimed queue so that it can be edited. First, locate your prescription in the queue. If it's in To Be Collected, you will need to mark it as collected. Then click on the Show Me drop-down and change to the To Be Claimed queue. From here, we can then select the prescription and then click on the Edit button. Select the dispensed item that you wish to make into an owing or partial, and then click on the Edit button on the right hand side of the screen. Change the dispense quantity to the amount you're going to give to the patient, and the Create Owings button will automatically tick. Finish the prescription as normal. In order to fulfill an EPS owing or partial from the queue, first a dispense notification needs to have been sent. Change the Show Me to the To Be Collected queue and you can see any owings and partials are marked as With Dispenser. To send the dispense notifications, select the prescriptions and then click on the Collected button. Next, click on the Show Me drop-down menu and switch to the Owings and Partial queue. To fulfill a prescription, simply select it from the queue and then click on Dispense. The prescription details screen will then open, showing all of the items on the prescription. We can see that originally 14 tablets were prescribed, but only 7 were dispensed. In order to dispense the remaining quantity, highlight the prescribed item and then click on Add Dispensing Item. The labelling screen will open and the remaining 7 tablets will be pre-populated in the dispensed box. Click on the Add button at the bottom of the screen and you'll be returned to the prescription details. We can then see that against the prescribed item of 14 there are 2 instances of 7 tablets being dispensed. Click on the Dispense button to finish dispensing the prescription. Another way to fulfill Owings is via Drug Management. From the home screen, click on the Drug button and Drug Management will then open. At the top, click on the Owings tab for all of the Owings to then be displayed. If we scroll down the list, we can see there are a mixture of EPS as well as manual prescriptions. We can also see the prescribed quantity as well as the dispensed quantity and the owing quantity. To fulfill an EPS prescription, highlight it from the list and then click on Open Script. You will then be taken to the location of that prescription in the queue, where you can select it and click on Dispense. The prescription details screen will then open. We can see a prescribed item of 28 and a dispensed item of 14. Highlight the prescribed item and click on Add Dispensing Item. The remaining 14 tablets will be pre-populated in the dispensed box. Click on Add and we can then see the 14 tablets have been added to the prescribed item. Click on Dispense at the bottom of the screen to finish dispensing. To mark an item as not dispensed, first finish processing the prescription as normal, but before printing your labels, click on the Amend Prescription button. The prescription details screen will then be displayed, showing all of the items. Highlight the dispensed item that you wish to remove and then click on the Remove button on the right hand side. Click on Yes to confirm and you will just be left with the prescribed item. The system will default this as an owing. To change this, click on the drop down menu and select Not Dispensed. You'll then be asked to select a reason. Here we will select Not Required by the patient, click on Confirm and then click on Dispense at the bottom of the screen. You can then dispense and print the labels for the rest of the prescription. Select the prescription from the To Be Dispensed queue and click on Dispense. On the labelling screen, a prescriber endorsements pop-up should appear. This needs to include the prescriber endorsement AF for Assorted Flavours. Select your first flavour from the dispensing list at the top of the screen and then change the dispensed quantity to the amount of this flavour that you wish to give. Don't worry about the Create Owings tick at this stage. Click on the Add button at the bottom of the screen and you will then see that that flavour has been added to the prescribed item. Highlight the prescribed item and click on Add Dispensing Item. OK the endorsement box and then select the second flavour. Again, change the dispensed quantity to the amount of this flavour that you are giving and then click on Add at the bottom of the screen. Highlight the prescribed item again and then click on Add Dispensing Item. OK the prescriber endorsement, select the third flavour and then enter the quantity for this one. Click on Add at the bottom of the screen and then click on the prescribed item one last time. Click on Add Dispensing Item, OK the prescriber endorsement and select the last flavour. The dispensed quantity will be the remaining amount. Once you've finished the prescription, in the queue, if you view the endorsement, you will see all of the dispensed items that you've added to the prescription. Repeat dispensing batch prescriptions can be identified in the To Be Dispensed queue by RPD. The additional info box at the bottom of the screen will also show you the script issue number of the repeat batch. If you click on View Token, you can also see the issue number of the repeat batch here as well. After dispensing the prescription, the dispense notification needs to be sent in order for the next issue to become active on the spine. To do this, go into the To Be Collected queue and send the dispense notification for the issue that you've just dispensed. The next issue will then download into RxWeb on its due date. If, however, you need to pull down the next issue early, you can always scan in the token barcode of the original issue. This will cause the next issue to download immediately. As you can see here, this is script number 2 of 12. The top right hand corner of the queue screen allows you to change the range of prescriptions that are displayed. You can view prescriptions just for one day, you can view prescriptions for the last week, or you can view prescriptions for the last 30 days. The arrow buttons also allow you to move back and forward one increment at a time. If we click the back arrow, we'll move back one day. If we click it again, we'll then move back another day. This can also be applied to the other filters. For example, 1 week, and we can move back 7 days. If you're trying to find a prescription in the queue, one of the quickest ways to do it is via the magnifying glass at the top of the screen. This allows you to search the system via patient details. Simply enter in a few pieces of information and then click on Search, and the system will return any patients that match that criteria. We can see this patient has a prescription in the queue, and we can also see the item that's on that prescription. Clicking on Open will take you to where the prescription is. Here we can see it is in the To Be Collected queue. We can then simply select the prescription and send the dispense notification. Another way of searching for a prescription in the queue is to simply scan the barcode on the token. This will then take you to the queue where that prescription is located. The only exception to this is a repeat batch prescription, as scanning the token will pull down the next issue from the spine.